everyone. Welcome back to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper. Bringing theater to the podcasting world, The Horror of Dolores Roach follows a massage therapist who is pushed to murder and finds refuge underground in the tunnels of New York City. Daphne Rubin Vega plays Dolores and is here today to talk about the spooky series. Welcome, Daphne.
Thank you, Brittany. Hello.
I love that this is out for people to listen to because it is spooky and it is a spooky season. So I love, like, October, you just want to be scared, and this definitely does the job, so congrats.
Thank you very much.
Yes, so let's talk a little bit about where this journey started for you, though, because I know it started with Empanada Loca.
It did. It started with a solo show written for me by Aaron Mark, who is in Kauai right now. And yeah, hi, Aaron. And he wrote it in 2012. I read it. I was like, I have to do this. It's like, it was an urban retelling of Sweeney Todd, essentially, in Washington Heights. So that was last year that we launched that, and it was fantastic. We got to play with people that, you know, our friends and people that we admire. And then the second season, Dolores is back and, you know, trying to fix the damage that she did last season, where she accidentally, on purpose, kills so many people, and Bobby Cannavale cooks them up and makes them into empanadas. So, you know, after I blow up the shop, I go underground and live in the subway tunnels of New York City.
What was the jump of taking this from the stage? Because it was in the labyrinth, like the original sort of idea. So when was the idea to be like, let's do this as a podcast, let's make this an audio play?
It always struck me as something very audio, because it was a solo show where you had to create the whole world, you know, in vocally, which is something that I love to do and tell stories. So it lent itself to that sort of, you know, Orson Welles kind of, you know, theater. You know, radio theater. I thought it was perfect for some sort of
It really is. It grabs you. It's one of those things where I was telling somebody, it forces you to sit and be attentive. So many things now you can kind of watch and do 10 other things at the same time, but this really kind of brings you in.
I don't know. I mean, I just can't stop doing things. So I found myself doing things and listening to it. But no, I was locked in too. But it was like, wow, there's a... Yeah, it's very compelling. I mean, I'm very proud of it. So I'm here to talk it up, and I really am, because I haven't heard it. You know, we've been doing so much stuff, so I just started to hear it, and I don't know if any of you have heard it yet, because it just came out a few hours ago, and I love it. And it's so rare that you go like, oh my God, I really love what I do.
I mean, it shows, definitely. I mean, throughout your career, I feel like I look at your work and I'm like, oh, she loves performing. She loves doing this and bringing these characters to life.
Oh, yes, that's true. That's true.
Let's talk about one of the characters, Dolores.
Yeah.
So who is she? Like, what's sort of her background? Why does she keep murdering people?
Yeah, Dolores is a survivor in New York City who had like a really unfortunate kind of background and rearing where, you know, because of this fantastical environment, you know, you can basically say that she can't help what she's doing. You know, there's a lot of characters that we see out there that can't help the macabre things that they do, and underneath it, you know, it's a plateful to explain to you why does she do this, but you know, she doesn't know any better. It's kind of like, you know, when weird behavior gets normalized, it's amazing what people do. What we consider survival, the things we do for love. I mean, because at the end of it all, it's all done for love. It's not really done because she's a pathological criminal. And that's the reason I play her. I'm like not interested in people I don't like or people that are horrible people, you know? I mean, for me personally, it could be interesting, but I don't think of her as a horrible person, and because I can understand why she does in the, you know.
I agree with you, actually.
Situation.
Yeah, I mean, I listened to the season 2 first episode, and, you know, she gets into some stuff real quick. But she doesn't seem like a villain. It does seem like from this really kind of best intention, she's trying to survive, and you can tell she's conflicted.
Yeah,
So you do humanize her very well.
Yeah, I mean, it all started because she went and, saw a friend after not seeing anybody for 16 years, and somebody that let her in, and the neighborhood is getting gentrified, and he's getting pushed out. Bobby Cannavale, if it's Bobby, of course you're gonna fight for him. The landlord wants to kick him out, so I accidentally, on purpose, kill the landlord, and that's when things get really gnarly.
Real spicy.
Yeah, so, you kind of, it's like what do they say? An innocent frolic turns to tragedy.
Yeah.
That's what happens on the regular for Dolores Roach.
I want to know what it's like recording these episodes, because you do so many things with your voice. There's the huge range of emotion. Are you in a booth solo? Like, what do you sort of vibe off of to get into that dark place?
Well, it's season 2, and I've been with this character since 2014, going back to the script that became a solo show at the Labyrinth Theater Company. Yeah, Labyrinth Theater Company. To a podcast. We recorded it as a book on tape before we actually did the podcast. Mimi O'Donnell worked at Gimlet and then at Spotify, where we've launched everything now. And so it's a perfect storm. It's sort of like a confluence of events that led to this, which is like now it's turned into a yearly celebration of horror every Halloween. And it's a wonderful way to, there's a lot of great allegory and metaphor that you can put into this story, and so we do. Yeah.
I want to know what it's like in the booth for you, like acting. I mean,
I didn't answer that.
Yeah, that's okay. Just because I've seen you like on stage and these bigger, but like I would imagine being in a booth.
Sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I'm not. Most of the time I'm there with Aaron Mark. And Armando, our wonderful engineer who mixes everything, and we bounce stuff around. So sometimes I'm lucky enough to be with the other actor. In this second season, it happened more often than not, but there were some times when we had to do it from afar. And it works. I mean, I just lock into Dolores. I love just hearing myself, and I recognize her, and I hear her again. And yeah, her story allows me to sort of channel
it just comes
emotion.
Alive.
Yeah.
Are there any unique challenges to this format for you, or things that you sort of have to get over when you're recording in this booth and doing all this kind of character work on audio?
Well, getting over control, because I'm a producer also. So to a certain degree, I can control, but to another, it's a concert. It's a collaboration. Art, unless you're Prince, may he rest in peace. And even Prince needed an engineer and people to collaborate with. Everybody. I just pulled that out of thin air. So, not to be specific, but art demands collaboration, and after a certain amount, you just have to say, well, either it stays or it goes. Like I said, it's the first time I heard it because there was a lot going on. So you have to just hope that it works. To answer your question, I don't know. I feel like, I love to be in the booth, and I love to take that risk. I love to take that risk.
Do you like spooky stuff? Because it gets spooky. I mean, the detail that they go into with some of the grisly, I was cringing, and I get scared really easy though.
It's not for the ASMR haters. I know that that just cuts a whole bunch of people out. Well, maybe you can try it, because it's not that bad.
Not that bad.
I mean, in terms of, no, it really is. It's very oral.
Paints a picture, though.
It's sonic. It uses the sound to replace the eyes, and to replace your touch. So it's pretty gnarly, So
you enjoy the spookiness. You like this. You like to be scared.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to be scared alone upstate you know, like, you know, but yeah.
The type of person who goes all out for like Halloween and kind of like gets into that vibe.
You know, I grew up in Greenwich Village, so I used to do that hardcore. I'm a mom. My kid's like a teenager now, so no, not so much. But I think that it's in my DNA. You know, every day is Halloween for GRV.
Me too. I live for this whole month. And
Yeah, look at
putting
my
on,
nails. I mean,
right?
like every day is Halloween.
I
for
love
me.
it.
Yeah.
In addition to this, you have a lot of other really
Halloween.
Do it one more time. Those are really fierce. Oh my, they're so cute. Can I? What's that? No, just joking. I could
You
fit
know
them.
what it is.
I was gonna say, in addition to this amazing podcast, you have a lot of other really great things going on for you. You're gonna be in the In the Heights film,
Yes.
which I
And
cannot wait to see. So
yeah.
put your hands
Huepa,
together.
pa'lante.
So you guys filmed it this summer.
Yes, we did.
So what can you tell me just about that experience and how it was for you?
Extra. It was one of the best experiences of my life, and I've had really, really wonderful experiences in my life. And shooting this movie over the summer with the people that I shot it was one of the best things that ever happened to me in life.
Why do you think it was so special? Just the cast and the camaraderie, or?
Yeah, you know, you can't bottle love, you know? I mean, like, love was real, and the love was there, and the desire to be better and do better, you know, and to support each other. You know, that stuff is kind of rare these days. And so when you find it, you really value it. Yeah.
Just soak it up.
Yeah, we soaked it up.
And you guys filmed in Washington Heights.
Yes, we
Which
did.
I know you used to live up there, right?
No, actually.
Oh, I read something that said you used to live up there. My bad.
Excuse me, people always think that I live in Washington Heights because of the way I look, and that's okay. You know, I have family in Washington Heights, and I'm actually a downtown girl. I'm Village all the way, you know, West Village at that, you know, whatever. After 25 plus years, people still don't want to hear that, but yeah, uptown. Dolores is uptown. Dolores is from Washington Heights. So I spent, you know, and also another television show that I'm doing, Keene, that comes out in February. We're in Washington Heights. So I can't blame people for thinking I'm from Washington Heights, you know.
I think that might be what I read. I think I read like a character thing on your Twitter, and I might have just thought it was you saying that about
I'm not
yourself.
from Washington Heights, but I play someone from Washington Heights.
What was it like filming up there, though? Because I heard they had a lot of like people from the area in the movie.
You know, drama every day.
Yeah.
Right? Drama outside the drama. You get to meet the people outside in the bodegas like immediately. People love, respect. You know, it's just, you know, the Latino culture is so like rich and varied. So, you know, my first experience was like, you know, yeah. And then it's like you smile and they're like, you know, when you say I'm one of you, they're like, come on in, right? Yeah. So that's kind of what it is. They're like, are you down? It's like, yeah, I'm down.
I can't wait to see the movie. What are you most excited for people to sort of see from In the Heights?
Everything, you know, everything, todo, the singing, the dancing, you know, the lights, the camera, the action, you know.
You also mentioned Keene, which, I mean, Riverdale fans cannot stop talking about this spinoff. So what can you tell us about your character in that? And what is it like joining this sort of Riverdale universe?
Oh, you know, I don't even, I'm like just putting on my seatbelt. You know, I feel like, I don't know, show me. It's really exciting. I love working with everyone. I play the mother of Jorge / Ginger, but I don't know about Ginger yet. So we're gonna see what happens, because something's gonna happen. So that's all I can say about that. You know, it's just a lot. You know, and we also own a bodega. That's what I can tell you. You know,
Little tidbits.
Yeah,
Fans will
yeah, yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm an ex-rockette. Yes.
Did you have to practice the high kicks?
No, I can do that. Rolling off a log, people.
What is it that you look for in a role? Because I just love how diversified when you look at your IMDb. I mean, all these characters you're able to bring to life, but they're also different.
Wow. I don't know if there's anything I look for in a role as I don't think it's healthy for me to have a criteria when I'm looking for a role. I'm lucky when I get chosen to do stuff. I'm not gonna pretend, but I also I'm very discriminating too. So what I look for is something that jumps out to me. Do you know? That's something that either and I'll be honest, either it's financial or it's otherwise. Usually it's otherwise, because I'm not in a bracket where like money's gonna like go right
To love the script or the character or something.
or something. Yeah. In these cases of all the things that I've just mentioned, I've loved them all so much. Yeah.
They seem like I was just really impressed. I was like, wow, there's so much good stuff happening for you. I'd love to see that with performers that I've been following for so long.
I have to say, now that now that I put it, I don't want to put it so vulgar or make it about money, but we live in a capitalist society, so let's be real. But I have a great privilege of working and doing things that I like and not really worrying about the other stuff. That's really, really lucky for me to do. So, but it's not about that. Yeah. It's because I like it. Yeah.
What has been the most like impactful phase in your career? A time where you really had to work hard or extend yourself, or you know what I mean? Like really sort of push through some of the obstacles.
That doesn't it doesn't end. Right. It's not like I'm coasting now. It gets different. It kind of the landscape of what that is looks different. And because of this medium and me being me, the way I, present in the world, I think it's something that's sort of a shapeshifter.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, before we go, we do have some questions
Yeah.
from the audience. Who do we have first?
Come on, bring it, people.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering what made you inspired to enter this, to decide to pursue it as a career when you were younger?
It's one of those cliche answers that like I don't know if I really had a choice. Early on I heard many different versions of the Rilke, like, don't do it if you don't really mean it, because it's too much agony, it's a waste of time. There's people that are gonna be way better. So, at being them, so ask yourself why you wanna do it. Honestly, I don't know why. I think that there was that deep, unutterable, inarticulable desire to express myself, and I didn't know how to do it. So I could find it in other characters. That was one. And then it got deeper than that, I mean, it's a clear gloss. It's that it was a version of wanting love. Yeah, it was more than that. It was wanting to say something and knowing that there were people that needed to hear it.
On that note, then what impact did playing Mimi have on your life? Because that is a role that really said something and had a message and impacted an entire culture.
Yeah, it's hard for me to have perspective like on that. Like, yeah, that's true. I don't know how to do that, honestly.
How did it impact you?
What I do know is that it makes me more than happy to know that there are people walking in the world, people, that look like me. And I feel like that I had a great opportunity to represent that, because it was important.
And still is very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it is important. Right, right? Here we are.
Here we are. And one more.
Great. Hi.
Hello.
So I was wondering, when it comes to an audio narrative like your podcast, how do you go about preparing for that character, and how does that differ from a character in theater or film?
Yeah, well, I was trying to articulate before that this particular character is different because I've lived with her for many years, you know? I mean, I've had her in my wheelhouse since 2014. So sometimes she just she just comes back, you know, and the actual medium informs sort of the amount, the kind of chemistry of what I put into her, because it's not visual, it's completely sonic. I hope that answers your question, but you know, I want to sound deep and say just lots of preparation, you know? It's like I don't really, I just go there and imagine what that's like, you know? Yeah.
And it's effortless, and I can say that because I've listened to the show, and very convincing and so spooky. So I would applaud you or encourage you guys, if you are somebody who loves to be a little scared and you want to get into that Halloween state of mind, this is definitely a good listen. So thank you for being here today. And if you guys want to check it out, season 2 of The Horror of Dolores Roach is streaming now on Spotify. Put your hands together for Daphne Rubin Vega.
Thank you.